Hello, I'm Pope Athanasius the 23rd of Nesho. At least that's my username on Svernemer. I'm one of the leading people in creating the lore for this space RP, and I'm now going to introduce you to the various the sub-factions of the Sapian Republic. In essence, the Sapian Republic is the strongest faction, but it has a lot of sub-factions which will be played by players. Right. So if we go about here, the Sapian Republic is all this that's surrounded by this big blue thing, and you can see there are various like sub-factions within it. The Sapian Republic is it's kind of like the Galactic Republic from Star Wars or the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah. The capital of the Sapian Republic is Terra Nova. Right. Which is part of the sub-faction that is Terra Nova. Terra Nova is essentially the Sapien Republic. They're the founding member. They really dominate Terra Novan politics. One might even say that that the Sapien Republic is just a Terra Novan empire. Or they have considerable influence over the rest of the Sapien Republic and over Sapien Republic politics uh, and the Sapien armed forces are pretty much nearly totally under their control. Now, their populace is, I would say, quite degenerate, right? And they also believe in reforms and all that type of crap. Uh, the Terranovans actually, 50 years before like this present time, tried to pass a bill making allowing aliens to be citizens. So, Terranovans are a liberal, secular, degenerate public, but is very tolerant of aliens, which they also are the the most populous and the wealthiest sub-faction within the Sapien Republic. Moving on to Narcy's domain. Narcy's domain is one of the it's the second member state of the Sapien Republic because the Sapien Republic is made up of member states. That was the word I was looking for earlier. In which they have a pretty strong tech industry, though. And an interesting detail about them is that they used to be a republic, but then they were taken over by a person named Narcissus, and now Narcissus is in control of it. The Narcissus domain is your more or less average like liberal democracy, except it's now a dictatorship, and they do have a good amount of influence within the Sapien Republic. Moving down south to the QT corporations. uh, this is essentially just a conglomerate of many corporations. They don't really concentrate on governing. This is not as populous, but it's considerably wealthy, and these guys do could concentrate on capitalism first and foremost, right? They are actually a big ally of Terra Nova and support many of their policies because within the Terra Nova Sapien Republic, these guys make a lot of money. Next faction we'll be overlooking is the Senate and People of Wadia. The Senate and People of Wadia, well, I'm gonna have to check my notes here. Let's see. Let's. Alright, okay, so. Okay. I mean, yeah, basically this, but. So, general liberal society, Though it's ruled by a strong oligarchy, I'd think something along the lines of like the Politburo of Soviet Russia in the 1940s, where you are the leader, but a lot of other people have considerable influence, and you cannot do everything on your own. And I feel like this will be a key point about my this entire RP is that you cannot do stuff on your own. You're gonna have to be making compromises, so on and so forth. Now, the Senate and people of Wadia are next to this area, which is basically just kind of like a Wild West, right? There's a lot of pirates and such. This is why Wadia has actually a good good planetary defense force, right? Because each member state has its own military and uh also also funds the Sapian armed forces. And the Sapian armed forces also have a good amount of troops in this area because of the pirates. Uh, the Kingdom of Antiaku. This is actually a actually, let's see. Okay, so they're kind of like space Muslims in a way. They are very conservative. They're monarchy, obviously. Conservative religious society. They have a strong planetary defense force, right? And they are isolationists. They don't wanna, they just wanna be here. They are on the fence of leaving the Sapien Republic. They really do not like Terra Nova. Now, most fact member states don't like Terra Nova, but these guys specifically don't like Terra Nova, and they will consistently oppose them. The Republic of Athena is kind of an ally in this regard to the Kingdom of Antiaco, the Republic of Athena. Let's see. Alright, so, as we see here. Now, they aren't that significant. Oh, yeah, also, both of these member states are quite intolerant of aliens, right? Within the sub the member states of the Sapien Republic, you have varying levels uh, of tolerance for aliens. Like Terra Nova really likes aliens, they want to make them citizens, and then you have Kingdom of Antiaku, which no, like they aren't even allowed within the realm of Antiaku. Agrafina, quite weak geopolitically. They do rely on export to the other states, so they really do want to be part of the Sapien Republic. And also, they export a lot to the Kingdom of Antiaku. The Kingdom of Basil. Let's see. I'm gonna have to actually, like, let's see. One of my notes. Okay. So, Kingdom of Basil, kind of like indifferent. They have a constitutional monarchy. They're just kind of concentrating on their own stuff, not on other people's stuff. And they also have quite little influence over what's going on. Svernemir is run by a popular dictatorship, and they're also this realm of kind of like wanting to concentrate on their own stuff. Though I'm pretty sure these guys are intolerant of aliens. Yes. As it says, they are isolationist Lacatian domain. Well, the Latakians, okay. Well, the Latakians are they're the main exporter to aliens, and they kind of lead the diplomacy with. They lead the Sapien Republic's diplomacy with alien nations. They trade a lot with aliens, and they're quite actually tolerant of them. The Duchy of Alexandria is a monarchy, conservative, but it's interesting, and they have a martial society. While they don't have necessarily a super strong defensive planetary defense force, they aren't the most populous planet. They do contribute a lot. Like there's a quite high proportion of Alexandrians in the Sapien armed forces. And this goes on to our last member state, the Republic of Gadgeon. They're kind of like a high tech they have they also have a very strong tech industry with computers and such. It's a republic, so liberal democracy, and they also are they have a high proportion of gamers in their thing. So, anyways, that is the member states of the Sapien Republic. Hopefully, I didn't bore you to death. Well, that's